Today I'm going to share with you guys the best foundations. Tried to narrow them down to do like my top 5. That didn't work, so we're here doing like 8. So I think majority of these are high end, and then I do have 2 from the drugstore. These are just my absolute favorite. They're perfect for summer. They're very lightweight, super skin-like, but also have a beautiful coverage. When I tell you like my ride or die foundations, I am obsessed. You've seen me use them before. So I'm gonna start out with my favorite 2 foundations. These are the ones like if someone said you had to pick one forever, like you can only be using that one forever. These are the 2 that I would literally struggle picking between, but these are like literally my favorites. Holy grails. If you love a natural glowy finish, these are the ones you're gonna wanna get. Honestly, everyone I'm gonna mention today has that finish. Beautiful airbrushed, like perfected skin-like finish that you can like manipulate to making a soft, full coverage look, if that makes sense. So again, once I get into those foundations, I will go over that. But the first one being the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint. This is a skin tint, but when I tell you it has the most coverage for a skin tint, like I was blown away whenever I started using this because my skin looks so perfected, so airbrushed, yet has a really pretty glow. It does not feel like it's a skin tint to me. It does come on a little dropper applicator, and I just think it is so easy and convenient. It just makes my skin literally look beautiful. Melts on top of my skin. It covers. Beautiful job at just evening the skin tone out. I've been using this literally every single day. It is such a great skin tint, but it's a foundation to me. You can use a little bit of this and have like a sheer application, or you can of course amp it up, add a little bit more. You can mix it with another foundation. I really love to mix it with my NARS one. Honestly, it just looks like your skin but better. It's only like $20, so pretty good for a higher end foundation if you ask me, and I think it is such a great coverage for it being a skin tint. That quickly became one of my top favorite foundations, and there's just no turning back. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. Absolutely love this. I love their other foundation as well, the Natural Radiance. I've mentioned this so many times here on my channel, like a crazy amount of times. It is amazing and you need to try it out. If you love that natural skin-like glowy finish, this is it. Look no further. Of course there's drugstore options, but if you want that and you want it to look like skin all day long while covering, honestly it gives a really decent amount of coverage. This is so great. I did a full review on this if you want to check it out. Pretty sure 2 years ago when I was talking about my favorite foundations as well, this was included, but since then, like, I still haven't been able to put it down. It is still my favorite. I use it all of the time. I even use this on clients. It's just one of those foundations I know looks good, lasts on the skin. It's very long wearing. Even though it's a skin-like, like soft finish, it also looks great in photos, great in video, and it's just amazing, hands down. Excuse my bottle, it is a little bit messy, but one thing about these is that it's a little bit runny, medium coverage, but you can build it up to full. It is so stunning and just looks great all year round. You can wear this in the winter, build it up. I think it looks so natural on the skin, very radiant, but also can be very skin-like looking and not like over the top radiant, if that makes sense. It is just so beautiful. I always get compliments when I wear it. It's just one of those foundations that I know will do me right. So if I have a long day, you know, I'm going to an event or something like that, I want to make sure that my skin looks good. This is what I turn to. It is an everyday foundation for me. Again, looks like skin, glides on like butter, melts into the skin, but it just looks so perfected and seamless. It is just gorgeous. I use this one with a sponge or a brush, but recently I've been using a brush for majority of my foundations, and I think it makes everything look 10 times better. That is one that if they ever discontinue it, I will be so upset. So I do have more of a normal to combo skin type. I would say these are definitely all more on the glowier, natural type of finishes, a little bit more radiant. But of course, keep in mind, you can use a powder to set it. I do have 1 or 2 foundations here that have more of like a softened, like natural matte finish. So this one from the drugstore is the L'Oreal True Match Nude. This is the tinted serum. It's a hyaluronic tinted serum. I love this. Honestly, cannot believe it's from the drugstore. It makes my skin look so good. I again have a full review on it if you want to check it out. It is on a dropper, and I think it gives the most beautiful, even skin tone to the skin. It perfects the skin while giving that plump, radiant look. It does have like a little bit of a hint of a sheen to it. In here, there's like a little bit of a glow to it, which I personally don't mind, and I think it looks super gorgeous on the skin. But once it's blended onto my skin, like it just blends in so effortless. And it's just super gorgeous. Such a nice sheen, but also coverage to it. Kind of like the Beauty Blender one, this definitely has a lot of coverage. Just looks like my skin is super hydrated, super glowy, but in the best way possible. It's not over the top glowy at all, while still giving a really nice even skin complexion. I'm gonna be actually going back to get another shade, just because I feel like I need another one for when I'm self-tan. So I'll be getting another one, but this is definitely up there in my favorites. This one right here is such a stunning foundation. I'm so happy I picked this up when I did because I've fallen in love with it super fast. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. It's in a squeezy tube, and the product is actually not as runny as I thought it was gonna be. It gives such a beautiful coverage. It literally melts into my skin. And that just looks like a pretty serum. Like it looks like a moisturizer, but gives a beautiful skin complexion, and it also is pretty high coverage. Like what I just swatched right here was almost nothing, but I feel like once I apply it to my skin, such a beautiful amount of coverage. It's very glowy, very natural looking. I love this. I think it is so stunning. It definitely makes my skin look super, super healthy. Even if I have problematic areas at the moment, it still makes it look like pretty. Like it doesn't look like it's lying on top of the like blemish or anything and creating, you know, any weird texture. It's just super, super pretty airbrushed and perfected, but also that glowy factor. You will love this. A little bit more on the pricier side, but to me, so worth it. And like I said, I barely went through it super fast, so I definitely think it is worth it. You can apply this with your fingertips, you can apply it with a brush, a sponge. I would recommend using this with a brush, but of course you can still use a sponge, and I think it is just divine. Next foundation, which pretty much broke the internet when it first released, is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This is seriously like next level. It is such a stunning foundation. It looks so buttery on the skin, and I keep saying that, and I feel like it sounds weird to say that, but it just looks like the healthiest skin you've ever seen. That's the best way to put it. If you don't like a glowy look, you're not gonna like this. I have no problem with that. Like, give me all the glow. I want to bathe in this almost, you know? Like, I love that. Ever since I used it, it has just been my go-to. Get a beautiful amount of coverage. Honestly, it's pretty thick, and like, look at that. That's just one tiny, tiny pump, and it's just so filled with pigment and coverage. Everywhere from bottle, packaging to product, I think it is so worth it, so worth the hype. When I set it, it just looks even more flawless. Like when I apply this with no powder before setting it, I think it is so stunning. It just makes the skin look so, so perfected. Honestly, it looks like your skin glowing from the inside out, and it's just like a beaming, radiant glow while giving that flawless look. So honestly, what more could you want if you like that type of finish? And I think it's stunning for summer. Like seriously, a little bit goes a long way. If you just want a little bit of coverage, just a little bit of evening out, this is so gorgeous. You can of course build it up and you're good to go. Full glam look, and it's stunning. So this one's an oldie but a goodie. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear with SPF 25. This is definitely a little bit off in tone for me right now. It looks like high-end to me. It is so inexpensive, and the coverage is there. It reminds me of a high-end foundation. It's pretty full coverage, and it's on the pump, so it's just super, super easy. I love when foundations have a pump or a squeezy tube. So it is pretty full coverage, honestly. Like I said, it's a little bit off in tone. It still gives you that natural look, a little bit of glow, but it's not overly glowy at all. This is definitely more of the natural type of finish and can manipulate it with powder to be more of like a soft matte kind of finish. I just think it is so, so great, and it does last a super long time. It just evens out everything on the skin. It looks super perfected and just honestly so flawless. I'm sure you've tried it. If you haven't, I would highly recommend. So Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin is surreal skin. Like, it makes my skin look incredible. An airbrushed, glowy finish is what this is. It is so natural, but honestly, within like one or two swipes with the brush, it turns flawless. Hydrates the skin, looks super luminous, and it's just like an effortless, flawless finish while still looking natural, which again is something that I love. Literally a little bit is giving the most natural, flawless look to the skin. A little bit of shimmer to it if you look in the light very closely to the bottle, but I don't think it's a bad shimmer at all. It just gives the most beautiful, like, softened glow. When I first used this, I was nervous it was gonna cling onto texture and kind of have like a weird look to it, but it definitely does not. It just looks so natural, very effortless to apply to the skin, and gives an even coverage within like 2 seconds. It is so gorgeous. I actually really do appreciate those little shimmer flecks in there, and I thought that I wouldn't like it so much. I think it is gorgeous and makes the skin look literally so incredibly, like, look at that luminosity. It's just stunning all over, even skin tone. Complexion is just like no other, so I absolutely adore this. The last foundation I'm gonna share is the Makeup Forever HD Skin. Super random, but I love the matching tops that they did. It corresponds with each one of these shades. I thought that was so cute. But again, I probably have a full video on this if you want to check it out. This one is more of the natural type of finish. It is skin-like, but it also is great in photos. It's great in video. I always turn to this and even wear this mixed in with another one as well for extra coverage. I think it is gorgeous. I'm a big foundation mixer. If you haven't gotten that yet from this channel, I like to make my own little skin cocktail, and I think it is just gorgeous. It complements my skin. Again, keep in mind you don't have to do that. It is an extra step. It's an extra product, but for me, I think it just looks the best. Sometimes I can't get my perfect shade with foundations as well, so that's why I do it too, but not always. It gives more of like a natural softened finish where it's not matte, but it definitely is not, you know, super glowy, super runny and thin. This one's more on the thicker, full coverage side while still looking like skin. My pores, like, where'd they go? When you use this, your pores literally disappear, and it's gorgeous. It just looks so flawless, so airbrushed, yet you still have that skin factor. Such a stunning finish. Like, it's already dry and still has that really pretty luminosity and glow to the skin, but also covered up a pretty decent amount. So I absolutely adore it. I do have 2 or 3 shades that I use depending on my self-tan shades, summer, winter, all of that. Super, super long wearing, and I think it's great for people with more combo or oily skin. So it's definitely meant for all skin types because of the way that the finish is. It's more natural, but in my opinion, it's definitely like a natural soft matte, like pushing soft matte. My 2 favorite high-end brands for complexion products right now would definitely be NARS and Makeup Forever. Those are just ones that I know don't like do me wrong, and it just gives the most beautiful complexion. So those are all the foundations that I have to share with you guys. These are the ones that I would totally recommend for summer. I think that is all for this video. Again, I'll have them all listed for you in the description box like always. Let me know what your top favorite foundation is. I would love to hear. So I will see you guys in my next one.